So the truth is, this question, the very last question, are you and your partner soulmates, is not just an afterthought. We just didn't tag this on to the end of the list of questions for Simbas. This is really critical. It's paramount, really. It's what it all builds to.
Right, because it's really at the heart and soul of your marriage.
Yeah, and the truth is, you can do all these things that we've talked about in this series. You know, you can understand the myths of marriage. You can bridge the gender gap, communication, know how to fight a good fight, and understand love, passion, intimacy, commitment, all this stuff. You can do all that really well and still wake up some morning, look over the proverbial breakfast table at each other and go, well, is this it? I mean, pretty good relationship, but where's the depth? Where's the meaning? In fact, we believe there's a hunger, there's a thirst within the soul of every marriage for deeper meaning and deeper purpose together. And that's what becoming soulmates is all about.
Yeah, and it's really the thing that allows you to connect at a level that goes beyond anything else.
Yeah, for sure, because you're connecting soul to soul, heart to heart, beyond the boundaries of your own marriage. Now, let me tell you something about when we first got married. Somebody gave us as a gift a one-year Bible, you know, where you can read a little bit from the Old Testament, a little bit from the New Testament, and in a year's time, you'll have read through the whole thing. And we thought, what a great way to start our marriage. We'll do that. We'll read through the one-year Bible together.
Yeah, because we were both valuing a spiritual side to our relationship, had a faith, and wanted to share that and expected that to naturally fall into place.
Well, we got through, and we started to do this just before we'd fall asleep each night. I think we got through about the first 6 chapters of Genesis before we gave up on this project, because we started to have little tiffs between each other on who got to read first. Any ideas why? Yeah, because the person that read first could start to doze off while the other person was reading from the New Testament. I mean, a couple of spiritual giants up here, you know? Yeah, and then there's like the whole issue of prayer, and how do you do this in a way that's natural and is meaningful so you're not just going through the motions of it?
Right, because even though you and I both value that individually, it caught us off guard that it didn't just naturally unfold for us to share that.
And you kind of slip in messages, and it didn't feel natural.
Right.
So I don't know if you'll experience this or not, but I can tell you that if you do, you're not alone. In fact, one of the things that we did not too long into our graduate studies was to survey people, because this is what social scientists do, church-going people, on a simple scale. How important is spiritual intimacy to you on a scale of 1 to 10? What do you think most church-going couples would say? Yeah, 9 or 10. We value this. And then we'd ask that same couple on that same scale, how satisfied are you right now with your current level of spiritual intimacy together? And what do you think most couples say? Yeah, 2 or 3 on average. Huge gap between what they want and what they have when it comes to spiritual intimacy. And we got that information back and we went, at least we're not alone, you know, but what do we do about that? And I remember the next thing we did was take our pastoral staff out for a Sunday brunch. Remember that?
Right, because we thought, okay, let's ask some of our mentors, people that we really respect in this area of life.
And people that are professionals at relating to God. And I said, hey guys, I'll pick up the bill today, but I want to be in charge of the conversation. And I went around, we had, I don't know, maybe 5 couples around the table, something like that. And I asked them, I said, what we want to know after we placed our order, I said, we want to know, how do the 2 of you as a couple cultivate spiritual intimacy? How do you walk together with God in a way that's meaningful to both of you? And when we asked the questions, they kind of looked around at each other and looked over at the senior pastor and his wife, and then you could hear the crickets outside the window. I mean, nobody was saying anything. And I said, the reason we're asking is because we've really been struggling in this area. And everybody, it was almost like a collective sigh. Oh, we don't do that well either.
There's definite moments throughout just about every single week where we feel like we need to stop and pray together.
Anytime something's really stressing one of us out or we're having a hard time, we pray for each other.
It's something that is definitely very important and definitely brings us closer.
Yeah, when we pray together, it's kind of like when you sync your iPhone with your computer. That's what I feel like. It's like God just kind of syncs us up spiritually.
You kind of just leave with, your faith is really inspired.
Usually I end up walking away with more peace and just more clarity about the situation that we're both kind of facing together.
It's really meaningful when we do.